everyone, this is Deborah. I wanted to show you my shirt. It's Mick Jagger, in case y'all didn't know. But I thought I would celebrate, since I've done maybe almost 800 videos in the last 7 years, that I would like to introduce my family to you and tell you a little bit about them. My dad was 6'4.5". He was as handsome as Elvis Presley. In fact, my daddy's army picture looks just like Elvis's army picture. He was very soft-spoken. He was very much like, like Andy Griffith. He only had a 7th grade education, and then of course, everybody that lived around him as he was growing up were coal miners, and he knew he didn't want to do that, so he went to the big city and learned how to set ceramic tile. He helped, actually, he built many places, or I should say did the bathrooms and kitchens in Fairfax, Virginia, and he also tiled a lot of the schools and did terrazzo work. So I come from a huge family of ceramic tile and quarry and marble. Almost every one of my cousins is a tile setter. Even my son was for about 20 years. Okay, now my mom, I never got along with her. I resented her, did not like her. I even ran away at 16 and got emancipated. And it wasn't until I was in my 50s that I realized that I had an extraordinary mother. It just seems like I got this wake-up call when I was in my 50s. So she became my best friend. And every day I miss her. She never was into makeup or wearing fancy clothes. She was not that type of woman. She was the one that was outside gardening and doing her flowers, and her whole life was about her children and grandchildren and great-grandchildren. Actually, I'm the oldest, and my daughter's the oldest of her grandchildren, and my granddaughter is the oldest. So, yeah. And let's see. Like I said, I'm the oldest. I was born in Manassas, Virginia, in a clinic. Yeah, I always tell people they hadn't invented hospitals when I was born. Okay. Then 2 years later, my sister Bonnie was born, and she had blonde hair and blue eyes, and I, of course, was a natural brunette with brown eyes. Bonnie was the exact opposite of me. I used to tell people she was from a different planet. We were that different. And when I got married in 1973, she did not attend my wedding because she was in Jerusalem. And she devoted her whole life to the church. And she passed a couple years ago. And I just did a video about the greatest gift I ever got was from her. Since I have a great amount of guilt that I'm older than her. She had diabetes, and she was on dialysis for 16 years, and she was an RN. I was the police officer of the family. So she couldn't take it anymore. So she decided to end her life, and we all, we're a little bit prepared, but I miss her every day. Then I have another sister who's very petite, and her name is Valerie Yvonne, and she is, she went through her separation from her husband about the same time I did. She's very happy. She's a wonderful person, and she has the greatest grandchildren, and she works for the post office. And then I have a brother who has been by my side for every operation that I've had. And I think if you put Donnie and Marie in the room, we were like Donnie and Marie. He was tall, dark, and handsome. He was probably the best looking guy in high school, and he is he went, you know, in the Army, and he was a parachuter. I guess that's airborne. And of course, he was in the ceramic tile business. And then something wonderful happened. In fact, his wife was my best friend for most of my life. It comes a point when tile setters or carpet layers, they can't get on their knees anymore, that they need to go into another position. And he actually made a position for him and actually wrote down what salary he wanted. So he's living very well now, and he raises thoroughbred racehorses along with his regular job. And it is so exciting to go with him. I just recently went last month to Saratoga, New York with him, and his horse came in third. And some of his horses almost races every other weekend. Of course, if I don't get 2 weeks notice, I can't go. Then I have a little sister named Melanie, and she's the tallest of us. And she was the one who had to certify you if you wanted to become a school teacher. So any of you all out there that wants to teach, you need to get with the certification person in your county, and they will give you the requirements to become a teacher. So that eliminates a lot of unnecessary college courses that you might be taking. And she had 4 children, and they are all gorgeous. I think her oldest had a full scholarship for basketball at VCU, and her youngest is very exotic looking, like Sophia Loren, and she could become a model. Yeah, and she has lots of grandchildren. I only have 2. But 2's enough, believe me. Now we'll talk about my granddaughter. She's 19, and she actually has saved my life. There were some times in my life where I didn't want to live, and I chose to not do that because I loved her so much. So then I have a grandson who is wonderful, but he was born with a birth defect. He was born with a bilateral cleft palate. This is going to make me sad. Yeah, and he's had like 10 surgeries. They had to like rebuild everything. I don't know if you've ever known anything about a bilateral cleft palate. It's extraordinary, and I think there is a lot of doctors who goes to third world countries and does the surgery. And he's still in high school, and he's wonderful, and he's tall too. I think he grew about 1 foot in the last year. And so I think that catches everybody up with my family. I have thousands of cousins, and I don't even know most of their names. But I am pretty close to my family, but like I did in my video the other day, I can't visit them anymore because it takes too much out of me. Yeah, but since I live at the beach on the water, I get a lot of guests, you know, from my family. So thank you for listening. Bye.